All right, let's bring in political journalist Jo Phillips, who joins us live from London. This has been quite the roller coaster, Jo. Does it end here, and does it end softly?
Well, I think we can take a breather, Michelle. I think, the fact that this vote didn't have to go out to the party members, that Rishi Sunak got more than 200 members of parliament in the Conservative Party supporting him, gives a suggestion that he has got greater support. I mean, the Conservative Party is still very divided, but I think most people with any sense recognise that what the country needs now is a period of stability, not least of all to calm the financial markets. And of course, as a former Chancellor or Financial Secretary, Rishi Sunak is well placed to do that. As you may remember, I mean, when Britain was caught in the pandemic of COVID, he was very quick to introduce the furlough scheme to help people, to pay them basically not to go to work. And he was quite strongly opposed to the lockdowns. And he's very well regarded amongst the sort of financial business community. So I think that will be fine. I think what we'll be watching, though, is to see who he puts in his cabinet, and whether he does actually try and bring together the different wings of the Conservative Party, because they are so divided. And Boris Johnson has been such a divisive character. There are still the scars of Brexit. And of course, Liz Truss was an unmitigated disaster. So they've got a lot of rebuilding to do. There will be many, many people who still think that it's undemocratic for us to have the third prime minister in 4 months imposed upon us without an election. But it may well be that, we are in a better position as a country to go into the winter with the rising costs of living and concerns about the future and financial austerity, with a safer pair of hands at the helm of this rather rickety boat.
Looking back to when Truss and Sunak were running against each other on very different economic stances, with Truss pushing these tax cuts, which some people called unfunded. I mean, just who then thought that trickle-down economics was not going to have the exact result that it did? And now we're right back to Sunak being the prime minister.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, the Conservative Party, the Tory party, has to do a lot of internal soul searching, because Rishi Sunak, throughout that leadership campaign, as you say, Michelle, he was calling out Liz Truss. He talked about her fantasy finances, this high cost borrowing in order to give tax cuts to the very wealthy. Yeah. And he did have the support of Tory MPs, but not the members. Now, the members, 0.17% of the electorate, gave us, this country, Liz Truss, who crashed the markets, tanked the economy, and brought the Conservative Party to disrepute and Britain to become a laughingstock around the world. So maybe those members, it's a good thing they weren't allowed to vote in this. They didn't need to vote in it because it was a clear-cut case. We'll see. As your colleague Simon said, he should take office tomorrow after he's met the King later on tonight. And you've just shown clips there of Prime Minister's questions. I can't imagine Liz Truss will want to do a swan song on Prime Minister's questions. So we may see Prime Minister Rishi Sunak take over for Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday.
And then it will be like nothing ever happened. Just kidding. Business as usual, right? All right, Jo, great to talk to you. Thank you so much.